யூஆர் லைவ். வந்துருச்சு.
பர்மிஷன் எல்லாம் வாங்கணும்.
இது தேவையில்லாம நம்ம போத்த போடுறோம். எல்லாம் ஓபிஎஸ் சாஃப்ட்வேர் தான்.
யூடியூபுக்கு
அதாவது என்னன்னா இந்த ஓபிஎஸ்ல வந்து லைவ்.
Hello dear architect, number of participants are waiting to join. Please accept the request.
ஹலோ, சொல்லுங்க. சொல்லுங்க சொல்லுங்க.
மைக் ஆஃப் பண்ணு. கரெக்ட். இந்த மைக் ஸ்பீக்கர்
ஒரு நிமிஷம். லைவ் சேனல்
ஹலோ, குட் மார்னிங். வாங்க. வெள்ளச்சாமி ஆரம்பிச்சிருங்க. வெள்ளச்சாமி என்ன வரவே இல்லை
சார். வணக்கம் சார், தேவன் பேசுறது.
குட் மார்னிங் டு ஆல். குட் மார்னிங். I am Taksi Vallai, head of the department cooperation, Sri Ramakrishna Vishwavidyalaya, College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. So today we have the Department of Cooperation organized national webinar on conquering invisible economic enemy, strategy of cooperatives in the pandemic world. So in this connection, I want to brief about 5 departments. We are offering BCom Cooperation, MCom Cooperative Management, and research programs since 1964. And also, we have 10 faculty members with the highly qualified in our department. Moreover, we have conducted various seminars, conference, workshop, and extension programs in the field of cooperation, cooperative institutions. And also, we have signed the memorandum of understanding that FIBA Studio Coimbatore and the Havasa University, Ethiopia for research programs. So, I am very happy to introduce the resource person, Dr. Frank Randall. He is Vice Principal and Head Department of Cooperation, retired from DPML College, Prayar, Nagapattinam district, the Tamil Nadu. He has 36 years experience in teaching line, both BCom and MCom cooperation, and he has experience for the public, experience in conducting various training programs like emotional intelligence, personality development, in the field of cooperation, sensitive cooperative institutions. And also he has published more articles and books in the field of not only in cooperation, but also management, administration of cooperative institutions. So finally, he has visited twice in the Stanford University and Washington University, USA. So I hope this session will enjoy all participants. So best of luck. So now I hand over the session to the resource person, Dr. Frank Ratnam Kumar. Thank you, Mananta. Sultan.
அவங்க வரலாம் எல்லாருமே group.
Achha.
ஆமாம் ஆமாம் மைக்ரோஃபோன் ஆன் இருக்கு. வீடியோவில் போயிருவா. இப்போ வருதா? வாய்ஸ் வருதா? Okay, thank you. Dear brothers and sisters, good morning. I consider it a privilege to meet you all through this webinar. I thank the organizers, especially Swamiji, the Secretary of the College, Principal, HOD of Corporation, and Dr. Velu Swami for this opportunity. I especially thank the participants for registering and spending time with us now. We can start on a lighter note. One day Mullah Nasruddin was searching under the street lamp for something. A person asked him, "What are you searching?" Mullah replied, "I lost my keys and I am searching for it." The person asked him, "Where did you lose your key?" Mullah replied, "Over there." Then the person asked him, "Then why are you searching here when you lost your keys there?" Mullah replied, "Because here is more light." Sometimes we too search for right answers at the wrong place. Ramachandra Guha, the famous contemporary historian, said, "The interestingness of India lies in the fact that it is very large and populous, containing 1/6 of humankind, that this territory is astonishingly diverse, and its people differentiated by religion, language, caste and ethnicity, as well as by ecology and technology and dress, in cuisine, and in this massive and very diverse population is simultaneously undergoing 4 fundamental transformations. This massive land is going through 4 fundamental transformations. There were 4 revolutions, 4 Puratshi, occurring simultaneously in India. The urban revolution, industrial revolution, the national revolution, and democratic revolution. Nowhere else in the world it happened simultaneously. But the problem, according to Guha, was there was no history of contemporary India, and as a result, history was distorted and misrepresented according to the whims and fancies of the individual. The history was distorted and misrepresented according to the whims and fancies of the individual. Another major problem, according to him, was till 1970 at least, politics in India had a strong moral and ideological core. It has now become wholly cynical and mental. So the greatest invisible enemy is the moral degradation of the Indian society. The greatest invisible enemy is the moral degradation of the Indian society. As it is said, we have found the enemy is us. As Indians, we have succumbed to moral temptations, violation of law, deviation from moral discipline. Coming to the present crisis, it all started in Wuhan, a city of 11 million and a transportation hub. 4 cases grew to dozens by the end of December. It wasn't until December 31st they alerted World Health Organization. World Health Organization released a brief statement. The disease is preventable and controllable. The disease is preventable and controllable. In Wuhan city, hundreds of millions of people were about to travel back to their hometown for the Lunar New Year. 175,000 people left Wuhan on January 1st. 7 million people left in the month of January alone. Thousands of travelers were infected. By the time China acknowledged human transmission, local outbreaks were seeded in big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and other major cities. As the outbreak moved across China in January, international travel continued as normal. Thousands of people flew out of Wuhan to cities around the world. It was only at the end of January that Wuhan was placed under lockdown, and the airlines started cancelling flights only after that. But it was too late. Coronavirus, or a large family of viruses which may cause illness in animals and humans. MERS, SARS, previously known coronaviruses, were known to cause severe respiratory diseases. COVID-19 is the most recently discovered virus. The new virus was unknown before the outbreak. So this is a new virus. According to World Health Organization, 80% of the people recover without needing hospital treatment. According to World Health Organization, 80% of the people recover without needing hospital treatment. 20% become seriously ill. It is highly infectious, and practicing hand and respiratory hygiene and maintaining social distance are important to protect others and ourselves. There are 4 stages in COVID-19. Stage 1, first appearance of the disease through people with travel history. Second stage, local transmission to close friends and family. The third stage, community transmission. And the fourth stage, it becomes epidemic. India is trying very hard to prevent community transmission. The top 10 countries affected by COVID today are USA, Russia, Spain, UK, Brazil, Italy, France, Germany, Turkey, Iran, and India. You may be surprised to learn no China in the list. In India, the metropolitan cities contribute bulk of the cases. Since we cannot lock down forever, countries are opening up, and we have to live with the virus for some time to come until a vaccine is discovered. The question is why this pandemic has turned into a socio-economic crisis all across the world. Abhijit Banerjee and Esther, the Nobel laureates, in their book, Good and Bad Economics, tell us good economic policies can lead to good results, and bad economic policies can lead to bad results. They tell us that the most remarkable thing about the last 40 years is the pace of change. The world changed a lot during the last 40 years, both good and bad. The fall in communism, rise of China, the halving of world poverty, the explosion of inequality, the upsurge and downsurge of HIV, the huge drop in infant mortality, the spread of personal computer and cell phone, Amazon, Alibaba, Facebook, Twitter, the spread of nationalism, and last and most importantly, the looming environment catastrophes. We have seen them all in the last 40 years. They further emphasize that part of the increase in inequality was the flip side of the sticky economics or bad economics. The same view was expressed by Joseph Stiglitz and Thomas Piketty. Coming to India, Amartya Sen and John Dress, in their book At Uncertain Glory, pointed out the major problems affecting Indian economy. The sharp disparities in income and wealth, பொருளாதார ஏற்றத்தாழ்வுகள், agricultural distress, lack of quality education offered in ordinary schools. Higher education too suffers from quality except few primary institutions. The universal reliance on private healthcare in India, a system of healthcare based on commercial health insurance, is likely to be biased against preventive health and non-hospitalized healthcare. மருத்துவமனை சாராத மற்றும் மருத்துவமனை செல்லாத பராமரிப்பு. During the crisis, private healthcare hardly came into the picture. Acceleration of economic growth in recent years coincided with unprecedented environmental damage. Fall in water table, decrease in water quality, destruction of forest, air pollution, environment sustainability is severely compromised. So even before the pandemic, Indian economy was stressed, and now the lockdown has brought the economy to a standstill. How to revive the economy? What are the strategies? Economists have arranged the sectors, the various sectors, on the basis of the extent of damage they suffered during the crisis. அதிகமாக பாதிக்கப்பட்ட துறைகள். So airlines stands at the top, then hotels, automobile and ancillary industries, construction industries, textiles and garments, freight and logistics, oil and gas, metal and mining, consumer products, retail, chemicals, IT-related services. The expected job loss outside agriculture can go upward of 60 million. Already India was facing an unemployment crisis. What are the strategies? Recently, our finance ministers introduced a number of measures, but what are the strategies advocated by the top economics? The first major strategy they advocate is to tide over the crisis, direct cash transfer and income support for 3 months for the workers, including MSME and SME, and also working capital assistance. Secondly, and the most important thing is migrant workers should be tracked and ensuring access to basic food, transport and healthcare. So the migrant workers should be provided with basic food, transport and healthcare. The third important suggestion is accelerating infrastructure building in healthcare and in Make in India sectors. So we have identified 25 sectors in the Make in India. So then the fourth is liquidity line from RBI to banks to help MSC with government guarantee. So mainly for working capital. So for the large corporation, debt restructuring by banks, easing of procedural requirements to raise private and foreign equity. So they should be helped to restructure their loans, and also they should be helped to raise their equity. So then capital strengthening of banks. So we are going to rely a lot on banks. We are going to rely a lot on banks in the near future. So the banks need a lot of capital. Then restoration and rebuilding of stronger primary healthcare system. So that is of utmost importance. We need to have a stronger primary healthcare system with strong community care components. For agriculture, MS Swaminathan has advocated a pricing. So the main recommendation being cost plus 50%, marketing as well as storage and value addition. But according to me, the most important intervention we need today is post-harvest technology and infrastructure. So coming to cooperatives, on a global scale, there are 3 million cooperatives with a membership of 12% of humanity. Employment to 280 million or 10% of the world employed population. So cooperatives have a larger footprint than we think. In India, there are 854,355 cooperatives. They cover almost all the villages and have played and still playing a significant role in agriculture credit, sugar production, milk marketing, fertilizer and public distribution system. So the internationally, cooperatives have adopted a number of measures rather than public or private sector organization. Cooperatives are in the forefront of fighting the coronavirus with a lot of strategies. Some of the important strategies adopted by the world cooperatives include, to begin with, so they concentrated on work safety and working conditions. The first thing they advocated in their cooperatives is work safety and working condition, that is taking hygiene measures at the workplace. And they already started doing it. Secondly, internal operation management. So expanding tele-network and cancelling events that require face-to-face exchange. So they adopted social distancing and cancelled all the meetings, and they are doing most of their business by tele-network. And another important thing at the workplace, most of the cooperatives have started increasing the salary of the people. When most other organizations are thinking about cutting the salary, in most cooperatives, they are trying to increase the salary of their workers. And the third thing is worker protection. They want to protect their workers, the employees working in the cooperatives. So most of the cooperatives provide paid time off to ill workers. Paid time off to ill workers. Higher paid workers are voluntarily coming forward to cut their salary so that lower paid workers can get fixed salary. So in some of the cooperatives, higher paid workers are willing to take a cut in their salary so that lower paid employees can get full salary. So in this time of crisis, they are also trying to create new jobs. And many cooperatives are thinking about offering childcare facilities to their workers. So another major measure taken by some of the cooperatives is supply chain stabilization. So they want to protect the small farmers, and they also want to shorten the supply chain. So in production also, they have brought about a number of innovation and adaptation. So now they are shifting, some of the cooperatives are shifting their production to much needed supplies, particularly medical supplies and other supplies, retail. They are shifting their production. And another major measure adopted by many of the cooperatives, they are offering support to their customers. So particularly, they are helping the vulnerable groups among the customers. They are also providing service vouchers for disadvantaged groups. And some of the cooperatives are also raising funds to help those hard hit by the epidemic. So another important thing is broadening access to relevant information. Most of the cooperatives are adopting the strategy of broadening access to relevant information. So some of the things they do is survey of member organizations, how they are faring in this crisis, preparing video messages, and also monitoring government relief measures and telling it to their members and other cooperatives. But the long-term solution, what is the long-term solution, lies in adopting and implementing sustainable development goals. But we can adopt a lot of short-term, immediate measures, but the long-term solution lies in adopting and implementing sustainable development goals. Sustainable development goals came into force in January 2016. Sustainable development has been defined as the development that meets the needs of the present and the future generation. Sustainable development has been defined as the development that meets the needs of the present and future generation. There are 17 goals. They mainly relate to responsible production and consumption, and elimination of waste, and saving the environment. So these are the things that are going to count in the future. So unless we go in for responsible production and consumption and elimination of waste and saving the environment, we are going to be a lot of environmental damage and also a lot of damage. So recently we experienced Ampon, the great cyclone that devastated parts of West Bengal and Bangladesh. So the climate change will affect and bring about many changes, health-related problems, environment-related problems, and also work-related problems and agriculture-related problems. So unless we take the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, seriously, the world is going to be in danger. So there are three core elements in sustainable development. So one is economic growth. We need economic growth also. but it should be equitable. It should be equitable. And the most important thing, apart from GDP growth, is social inclusion. எல்லாருக்கும் அடிப்படை உரிமைகள் கிடைக்க வேண்டும், அடிப்படை தேவைகள் சந்திக்கப்பட வேண்டும். And the last and the most important thing, already we are overdrawing our natural resources, environment protection, சுற்றுப்புற சூழ்நிலை பாதுகாப்பு. So earth natural resources are already on overdraft. And inequality is increasing. So we'll have to act now. The way forward is following moral principles and concern for others and also for the community. Thank you for your patience. Now if you have got any questions or clarification, you can ask now.
Good morning, sir. This is Rajendran.
Hello.
Sir, this is Rajendran, sir.
Hello, how are you?
That's fine, sir. Sir, in this crisis, what sort of strategies that can be applied to the individual cooperatives at micro level, sir?
So they're mainly telling us about hygiene measures at the cooperative level. So international organizations have, International Labour Organization has done a wonderful work of what are all the cooperatives are doing to help the workers. So first thing they mentioned is work safety. And second is internal operation, that is the expanding tele-network and cancelling events that require face-to-face exchange. And they can also protect the salary of the workers. And also those people who are suffering illness.
Yeah.
And lot of production innovation and adaptation can be done. And also broadening access, particularly cooperatives in India can go for consumer protection, customer support, and also workers protection. And also they can think about production innovation and adaptation. These are some of the measures we can do a lot. And in the future, cooperatives have to do a lot, not only to save their cooperatives, but also to save the world. Because only cooperatives are now thinking seriously about the sustainable development goals. And cooperatives are the only organization, they are seriously implementing the 17 goals set by the sustainable development. So cooperatives are the only morally based organizations. They have got since they have got a moral core, cooperatives can do a lot. So the future depends on cooperation.
Do you advocate any national level strategy for cooperatives during the post-COVID period?
Cooperatives can do a lot, but the main thing they said about Indian cooperatives again and again is cooperatives are still acting as instruments of the government. Cooperatives lack autonomy. And in the near future, we can allow cooperatives to be independent and autonomous. And also, cooperatives can also think about need-based, what the members need, instead of implementing what the policies.
Hello.
Okay.
Sir, I'm Nityanand from Tirupur Kumankot.
Hello.
Sir.
How are you?
Sir, fine, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Nityanand from Tirupur College, sir.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead. Go
Sir,
ahead.
my question is, what is the role of consumer cooperatives in this epidemic crisis, sir?
So actually, consumer cooperatives around the world are doing a lot. So they're providing goods and services to the people at equitable cost, and also they are meeting the needs of vulnerable sections of the community by directly transporting the goods and services to their doorsteps, and also they are providing vouchers to the people to get the goods freely from the consumer cooperative. And especially they should, the supply chain management should be better. They should be cost effective. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So somebody else is coming. Somebody else won't come in, I believe. Hello?
sir.
See, these are the things they can do, but I believe that members should take responsibility for the operation of the society. So there is no organic link between the members and their society. So there are a lot of free riders. They have no stake in the cooperative societies or in the success of the society. And most of the members don't subscribe to the values of cooperation. That's also a great problem. Hello, somebody else is coming in?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And a very good morning. I am Dr. Suresh Babu from Salem Government Arts College, Dignar.
Morning. So you're strictly following the health practices. Good.
Yes, nice. Actually,
Hello, sir.
we are very glad to
Good morning.
hear your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
College.
Thank you.
Hello.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
May I proceed now?
Go ahead.
And actually, after
Sure.
COVID, what are the areas? In what are the areas we can proceed researching now? Could you please throw some light on that?
So they are telling a lot of literature will come after the lot of literature will come after COVID-19. But as such, COVID has done a lot of damage to the entire economy, and cooperatives are no exception. But we can do fundamental research on the social capital obtaining in cooperatives, and also relating to their business practices and the viability and how the cooperatives meet the needs of the members. So the main problem is cooperatives are not meeting the needs of the members, but they want to viability. So somebody else is coming.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Sir, good morning, sir. Velusamy Ramas Vidyalayan, sir. Sir, very nice presentation, sir. Sir, what is the role of primary cooperatives in the development of agriculture farmers in rural areas, sir? Primary cooperatives.
So actually,
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Actually, cooperatives are expected to provide credit to farmers to tide over the immediate problems. But as MS Dominus has advocated, cooperatives can go in for post-harvest technology upgradation. So help the farmers in the post-harvest practices. That's what MS Dominus has advocated. And also the government should also come forward to provide that cost plus 50 the MSP should be raised to cost plus 50. So it should be remunerative, but cooperatives can help them, provide them the loan, but in marketing, there are a lot of problems. And cooperatives should also think about post-harvest practices and also help in the marketing of the produce and also in supplying many of the, lot of technology has come in. They can help in technology upgradation and soil research and also timely information about where are the practices, various practices, agricultural practices. So cooperatives can play do a lot of things to help to revive the rural economy. And I think cooperatives alone can do it. No other organization can do it. Only cooperatives alone can do it. They have got the capacity, they have got the will, and they should do it. Hello?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I'm Nityanand once again, sir. Sir, can I ask another question?
Thank you.
Sir, can I ask another question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Sir, this epidemic crisis will give more scope for marketing cooperatives in India, sir. So whether this epidemic crisis will give more scope for marketing cooperatives in India?
So marketing cooperatives, particularly MS Swaminathan advocates, the post-harvest technology and marketing are the major problems of Indian agriculture. So marketing cooperatives can play a role, but not merely as pooling the produce of the farmers, but they can go for value addition and also brand building, and they can do a lot. So still we find the supply chain in agriculture is very poorly managed. So recently the government has liberalized the laws relating to marketing of agricultural produce, and government and some of the essential commodities are not going to be the exclusive preserve of the government. So now cooperatives are coming. Private players will be coming in, but they will not be, I don't think they will be providing remunerative price to the farmers. But marketing cooperatives can definitely in the post-COVID era, as well as in the near future because of the change of laws, marketing cooperatives can play a major role, but they have to be innovative and adaptive to the modern conditions. They have to be innovative, come with innovative practices, and they should be able to provide good price to the farmers. Then they can do a lot. They have got a lot of scope in the near future.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Nice to hear from you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Very sorry, sir. Sir, Bhavani mentioned ask one question, sir. What new things? Sir, another one question, sir. Bhavani Parmar asking from what new things need to adapt in school and colleges through which no education of students will not be affected due to this pandemic one.
So now in foreign countries, they are going for web-based. So even for first grade, second grade, third grade, from 9 to 10, they have got the web classes, group meeting, class meeting, and for the rest of the day, they do the homework and other things. But we can use technology in a large scale, but I don't think it will be possible in Indian situations. I don't think in foreign countries they are doing, but Indian situations and how far we can use technology, maybe in the schools in urban areas, but in rural areas, I don't think many of the things will be possible. Let us hope and pray that this our COVID-19 will go away and again our children can go back to school. So still we have a long way to go as far as technology upgradation in schools. Maybe in colleges it may be possible, but I don't think how far the schools will be able to do justice with no proper internet facilities, no computer, no iPads. So we have to think about ways, not now, but in the near future, we have to come up with ideas to meet the needs of the people. So a lot of technology-enabled education is going places now, especially in foreign countries, but particularly in urban areas, and elite schools and schools are doing it. But I don't know how far the rural schools and the government schools will be able to do it. So we have to go in for technology upgradation, but the best thing is still we hope that the COVID will go away and our children can go back to school and learn the proper way. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, another question from chat. Gayatri from Tirupur Koon College of Women.
Okay.
What is the future of cooperative societies in this privatization era?
So actually, cooperatives are doing very well in America, in Australia and European countries. Cooperatives are doing very well, and people believe only through cooperatives they can meet their needs. Only through cooperatives they can meet their needs, and also cooperatives provide good employment to their workers. So worldwide, in the privatist era, if cooperatives are need-based, cooperatives are established for the interest of the members, if cooperatives are autonomous and independent, and if cooperatives are going to have professionally managed cooperatives, so no private sector organization can compete with cooperatives. So we have to do some soul searching, and we have to adopt some fundamental changes in the law to make cooperatives autonomous and independent, and also cooperatives should be a lot of free riders are there. So cooperatives should be only for those who need the services of cooperatives. The free riders and the politicalization of the movement should be done away with, and a lot of things need to be done at the cooperative level. If cooperatives are purely for the members, if they are going to meet the needs of the members in a professional and cost-effective way, cooperatives can go a long way.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, another question from Suguna Lakshmi. What will be the impact of deposit insurance scheme on cooperative banks in this era?
Deposit insurance only covers only part of the deposits of the people. That's a major problem facing banks as well as cooperatives. Unless people have full protection for the total deposit they invested in now it is 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, government is thinking of raising it to 5 lakhs protection, but still our deposits are not safe, either in commercial banks or in cooperatives. So unless the government gives full protection for all the deposits, and whatever may be the extent of deposits made by the members, then this guarantee may be for the small people it will help, but for others, very small deposit holders may be benefited out of it. But if people are going to invest more than 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, so their deposits may not be protected. So it will definitely help, but government should raise it to levels where that will cover at least 10 to 15 lakhs deposited by the people in the banks or cooperatives. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, another question from Rani Arase. 1 minute, sir. If everyone holds that liquid cash, what might be effect in real estate?
Everything so
Please, sir.
liquid cash. So the first thing I thought,
everyone holds that
liquid cash. If they are not going to invest, so the investment takes place only when they think their investment is going to give them returns, proper returns, whether it is deposits or shares or equities or debentures and gold for that matter. So whenever people think their investment will give them better return, then they will invest. If their investment is not going to give them a better return, whether it is gold or real estate, people may not invest. But government has also put in a lot of procedures in registration and selling of properties, and this is also causing problems for people. So unless the procedures are liberalized or simplified, and people will not be able to invest in the near future, and people are also afraid what will happen to their investment. So this is the 2008 crisis happened because they got loans from banks, but they could not repay because their property value depreciated. That's caused the 2008 crisis. So only when people think the property value will appreciate considerably in the near future, they will invest in real estate. Otherwise, they will not. And this will happen only when the economy gets back to its normal level.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Sir, another question from Gayatri from Sri Kuman College for Women Tripur. What about small scale industries? Does credit cooperatives provide any financial support to them to overcome the present situation?
So already the government of the measures announced by our finance ministers, the first part of the announcement related to MSC and for the working capital and also for support to the workers. But so a lot of MSCs have, what they think is they don't have a good capital structure, they don't have good management structure, they don't have good marketing linkages. All these things are necessary. Not only a new idea is important, but how to implement the idea, how to scale up. In America and many countries, SMEs have scaled up. Most of the big corporations today were small startups. Now they have grown to a big level because of they have got not only a good idea, they have got good financial banking, and also they have professional expertise, and also they have good marketing linkages. All these things are necessary. Not merely starting a MSc will not help anybody, but you should be not only have a good idea, but you should have finance, you should have expertise, and also marketing linkages. This will help the MSCs. MSCs have got a great role to play in the near future, but you should come up with all these things.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, another question.
Another question.
In this pandemic time only, when deposit insurance coverage is increased, it will help the banks to increase their lending quantum.
So the banks can be increased only when they have got bankable customers. So the problem today is NPA. So it is not banks are not willing to lend, but they don't have proper schemes or projects. People don't come with projects, and a lot of failures in the medium and small scale sectors, and a lot of startups fail. So because it is not a good idea to provide funds to people unless they come up with a bankable idea, good ideas. So good ideas are not coming, and as I have said before, that people come up with ideas, but they don't have the expertise for scaling up, and also they don't have marketing linkages to sell their produce. Unless these things are achieved, MSCs, even with funds from banking, may not be able to survive in the near future. Hello.
Sir,
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, another question from
sir.
3B. Sir, COVID-19, now they are conducting online class. Many of the people are not having mobile phones and knowledge about it. What you can do for them? Any measures are there for them?
So it's the technology. At least you should have a smartphone to get an internet facility at your home to access all these things. But immediately, we don't think we have got a solution unless you go to computer centers. And even now, it is not possible because of the social distancing and other hygiene measures to be adopted. So it will be difficult in the near future. And the government has given most of the people laptops. So the government has provided them laptops. They can use it now. Is there any problem with that? Unless they don't have a smartphone or a laptop with computer facility, it will not be possible. That's the basic.
Sir, I have a question from
okay, go ahead.
Sir, Nityanand, sir. Sir, whether this epidemic crisis affect the banking operations, sir, in the form of reducing grant of loan, and whether the interest rate of deposits may be reduced?
So interest rate already they have interest savings deposit rates have been cut. Already they have cut it, and so unless they have got good projects and people come up with new ideas that can be scaled up and successfully implemented, and they can in the near future break even, if not earn profit. So unless these conditions are met, it is even if the banks have money, they may not be able to lend it to the people. Unless people, so we have still lack give people training in starting startups, and also skill training, and also financial training. All these things are happening, but I don't think people are using it effectively. Most of the people are going on Skill India and Make in India. They are conducting a lot of courses. People should get the knowledge and proper skills before thinking of starting up as an SME. A good idea alone may not help.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. I am Dr. Mailsami, sir. Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, sir. Coimbatore, sir. Hello, sir. What is your advice for your young academics of cooperation, sir?
Hello. So I hope you are satisfied with the answer. So a lot of things are happening in India, but people are not taking advantage of it. Have you got another question? Go ahead. Hello.
Hello, sir.
I'm listening.
Thank you for your nice presentation, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, now the value division. Good afternoon to all. I would like to put my sincere thanks and wholehearted thanks to our Secretary Maharaj, Swami Nirmaleshan Maharaj, who permit to conduct the session. Thank you, Maharaj. I would like to dedicate my heartfelt thanks to our respected Principal Anna, who guide to right path in always. Thank you, Anna. Then I need to thank to our Dean Dr. Gandapanna and Director Sir Sridhar Anna. I present my sincere thanks to our honorable resource person on this day, Dr. Frank Rathanumar. Sir provide valuable speech. It is very useful for not only cooperatives, in the students and other arts, and also participate in this seminar. Thank you, sir. I would like to thanks to our HOD, Dr. Velicha Vena, provide all support to this conduct seminar. Then I would like to thanks, very much thanks to Mr. Raghupati, then Prakash Dinesh for technical support for this conducting seminar. And last but not least, I would like to put my sincere thanks to all the participants for making this seminar a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anna, CV Anna, thank you. Sir, thanks sir. Nalla irundhu sir program.
ஹலோ ரவினா.
ரவி அண்ணா நல்லா இருந்ததுண்ணா ப்ரோக்ராம். அண்ணா
அண்ணா
ப்ரோக்ராம் அருமையா பண்ணிட்டீங்க.
அவர் பேசுறதா வருது.
ஹலோ ஹலோ டாக்டர் வேல்சாமி. ஹலோ
இது யாரு?
டாக்டர் வேல்சாமி. செல்வராஜ்.
செல்வராஜ் சார்.
செல்வராஜ் ஃப்ரம் கோபி. ஹலோ சார்.
அண்ணா கேக்குதாண்ணா?
கேக்குது. குட் ப்ரோக்ராம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட். நைஸ்.
நல்லா இருக்குண்ணா. நல்ல ப்ரோக்ராம்ண்ணா.
ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.
அண்ணா சிவியண்ணா. அண்ணா சிவியண்ணா. சிவியண்ணா. சிவியண்ணா.
ஒரே நிமிஷம்.
ப்ரோக்ராம் நல்லா இருந்தது. சார் கூப்பிட்டு ஒரு தேங்க் பண்ணுங்க. அண்ணா ப்ரோக்ராம் நல்லா இருந்ததுண்ணா.
ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ தேங்க்யூ.
அண்ணா நித்யானந்தனா ப்ரோக்ராம் சூப்பரா இருந்ததுண்ணா. அது கொடுங்க. அண்ணா நித்யானந்தனா. அண்ணா சூப்பரா இருந்ததுண்ணா. வாசகராஜன்.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Will you provide e-certificate for us? Is there any feedback link and attendance link? Hello, dear organizers.
வாசகராஜன்.
Excuse me, sir. Is there any feedback and attendance link? If so, please post it in the chat box.